Alright, so I just found some old footage of me doing a maintenance video for the Mini, so I guess I'm just going to record over it. First thing to do is take out your bolt, so screw in the back. It's pretty easy to take out. Set it to the side. Now to take out the bolt, you're going to have to put your finger in the breech or put a swab through where the barrel would go into the breech and push back on the bolt, and it'll just pop right out of the back of the gun. Now sometimes the bolt and spring won't come through with it, depending on how much friction there is between the O-rings and the bolt guide and with the back of the bolt. Oh, okay, moving on. We're going to clean the spring. Clean it up, clean it real good. Alright, just throw that away. The bolt, as you can see on my bolt guide, there's a silver part there. You won't have that. That is for an aftermarket bolt, which I have on there. But anyways, you're going to want to put a thin layer of lube on the two O-rings on the back of the bolt. Don't put any on the tip though. You may also want to clean the inside of the bolt as well. O-ring shavings tend to go in there. Before lubing it, you always want to make sure it's very clean. Maybe put a little bit on the bolt face. Once again, don't put it on the tip because that actually touches the paintball and you don't want to get oil or lube on your paint. And I will talk about that further, I guess, in the video. Alright, on the bolt guide, same deal. You want to clean off any O-ring shavings or old grease. You do that usually with just a regular cloth. As, once again, the silver part, that's totally different. If you want to go further and take out the poppet and spring and whatever, you want to put it back in the gun, then use your chrono Allen key to unscrew it all the way. Alright, so that'll pop back out again, and your back cap should just come out. So you can set that aside. You're going to have to use an Allen key and push that through the front of the bolt face, the bolt guide, and push out the poppet, just like so, and it'll come out. So you want to make sure that's clean, maybe a small amount of lube on the O-ring there. That's really all you have to do there. Just make sure it's very clean. You can just drop that back in with the spring should face the back of the bolt guide. You don't really have to do anything on the back cap besides wiping off any O-ring shavings or just metal shavings. I do find that it will tend to get dirty. Moving on, we are going to take off the front grip. There are two tension screws. They're quite small, so you're going to have to use your smallest Allen key. You don't have to take them all the way out, you just have to loosen them. And I wouldn't advise taking off the front grip every time you do maintenance on the marker because they tend to strip a little, and so it'll make your grip fall off during game, and it's happened to me quite a couple times when I had my Mini. But anyways, take out the last screw holding the grip frame to the body, and you can wiggle it off. The reason you have to wiggle is because your solenoid and your male air transfer tube are both they stick into the grip frame. So they both unscrew. Make sure you unplug the solenoid as well before unscrewing it. And then we have, I believe there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 screws here, and you're going to have to undo all of them, which is super fun. So do that, and then this plate will just fall right off the gun. So as you can see, your eyes are right there. There's the green panel. Those just wiggle out. You want to be careful with your eyes because if you break them, well, then your eyes won't work. So yeah, to clean your eyes, you just want to make sure that there's absolutely no paint on those white parts there. That's about it though. Moving on, if you want to take out your V-neck, you can. Um, it may, depending on the Mini, it may be really hard to take off. If it is, don't even bother unless you have a ton of paint in there. It does make it easier to clean inside the breech though. Alright, next you want to take out your detents, and you want to make sure these are equally clean. Anything that's going to touch a paintball should be spotless. Otherwise you let oil on your paint and then they'll just be curving all over the place. Make sure the breech is clean, right in there. Yeah, pointed to it, alright. There's really no point in taking off your grips in the air transfer tube unless you want to access your ASA. Or if you get like shot in the trigger guard, paint will splash behind there. If you're a clean freak like me, I did that every time I would maintain it, just because I hated having paint or grease anywhere. But anyways, yeah, take off the grips, unscrew that. Now there will be a small O-ring. Either it'll come off on there, it goes on the tip there, but it'll be just down there. So if you just want to tip it out, don't forget about it, it's small, so I've forgotten about it a couple of times, putting it back together, gotten massive leaks if you don't have that in there. Just take out the ASA, you just want to loosen those two top screws or the screws inside, and then it should slide right off. Putting it back together is just the reverse thing, so I just sped that up because it's not really worth going over another 10 minutes just to do that. It's a pretty simple gun to maintain. It's pretty easy. All that it really includes is lubing the bolt and then cleaning the eyes, making sure it's clean. Besides that, that's really all there is to it. Before you ever maintain your marker, make sure it's degassed. But other than that, so if you have any questions on the Invert Mini, I did own one for 2 years, so feel free to comment with any questions you have about it. Other than that, subscribe to my channel. I've got quite a few G6R videos coming, shooting video, all that. So yeah, it appears I'm out of time, so stay tuned.